Thank you for tuning in to another episode of That Animated Podcast.
Way.
We have a topic today that Emmy wanted to bring up because she's feeling like she has an identity crisis. So I'm going to give her the floor.
I'm always having an identity crisis. I feel like I have no defined shape or reason. I'm just like what even am I? I'm unidentifiable. You put me in the Pokedex and it's going to be a question mark. They don't know what I am.
Missing, no?
Yeah, basically.
Correct.
But no, I'm not that cool.
Or
I'm like...
Wait, is this why you keep changing into a plant and that's why the worm is there?
What do you mean?
Is that why Meredith is there?
What do you mean?
The identity crisis. You can't decide if you're Meredith or you.
Yeah, actually, I am very undecisive. I can't make decisions. Part of that is because, I feel like I can't identify with anything, especially when you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of self-confidence. You end up being like, do I even deserve to be this thing that I like so much?
Identify as dirt, and then other people are like dirt as a degrading thing. Like, you're nothing but dirt. And you're like,
not me.
I'm dirt. I am dirt.
But I am dirt. You can't hurt my feelings if I already consider myself to be dirt. Like, if I like dirt, you're not insulting me. I like worms. I like little bugs.
So does that mean your ancestors are behind you in those sacks of dirt?
Yeah, maybe they are.
That's your ancestors. That's your DNA.
Oh, but some people are eating them. But some people eat bugs. You know, some people eat everything.
Some people eat humans.
Yeah, straight up. People eat anything. We love to eat. We love to consume. You know, even amoebas consume. There's amoebas that live underneath the Earth's crust. Okay, maybe not amoebas, but there are microorganisms that live underneath the Earth's crust in extreme pressure, and they basically die and eat themselves over and over until they find more food that's actually sustainable.
And then in a million years, we become life. And then we self-replicate and start making AI versions of the podcast. Just like this one.
Sick
we are talking about. Imagine how uncanny our podcast would be if it just AI generated all of our prompts. I'd be scared of that. It might actually be able to replace us. It'd be actually funny.
Like those stupid Family Guy AI episodes. Joe Rogan AI episodes.
Ours is the perfect format, though, because it's so simple. It's like you could actually do it. One day we'll just replace ourselves with AI, and you guys won't even notice.
Yes, you will.
You won't.
There will be signs.
Yeah, the signs will be like, why did Emmy say the same thing twice? Is she okay?
No, I'll lose my charm and
error.
whimsy. You'll know right away that there is no life.
Just let AI create everything about us in the future. That's what that's all what Jaltoid is in the future. Jaltoid is an AI prompt.
Sick
of
that.
The future. You'll pull up prompt flicks. That's what you'll pull up. Let's watch Family Guy. Netflix. Generate me an episode of Family Guy.
Generate me an episode instead of
goes
Netflix.
On that
we're
animated
just generating.
podcast.
They don't have to make new content anymore because people are just AI generating their own episodes. Oh no.
That's what I think is going to happen with a lot of series that are kind of reached their peak of all the characters that they have. It's all right, we've established these characters super hard that the AI will have a really easy time understanding where they're going with the characters. And it might actually have an easy time understanding some of the more complex series that are out there. Because the simple stuff like ours, it's okay, dumb people talk in a room about... I wouldn't even want to know what it comes up with. It probably comes up with some crazy shit about Minecraft and farts.
I'm sick of you.
Me or AI?
The farts. The farts. I'm sick of the farts.
Okay, P.
Aw, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we mention, stuff like that all the time, so that's why I would pick it up.
That is what we would just boil down to, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think we just boil down to ooh, fart, piss, ass. Shitty vagina, asshole.
Aww.
And you probably just sit there and go, piss. And I just sit here and go,
balls.
Like balls.
Oh, no.
Like balls.
Oh my God. Somebody
balls.
in the comments actually commented. They counted all of the likes aside from, a few that it was required, But apparently there was 175 likes in that episode.
Was it the episode where I mentioned it?
Yeah, it's the episode where we said you should count the likes.
Oh, no.
And
then
apparently they said once they got to you, they really had to lock in. They were sweating bullets, they said, because there would be
that
like
sound good.
5 to 10 likes in your sentences.
My God. If we could collect those, we would be famous again.
What, the likes?
Yeah.
Oh, you're silly.
Yeah.
That was a dad joke just now. That was a joke.
Jeez.
Louise? Is it making you insecure? Do you feel insecure about your likes? I think it's
No.
just your
I just
brain
think
booting
it's silly because I know
You're
it's
just
something
thinking.
that I do when I think a lot, and it's something I can train myself out of if I just talk more. It's because we came out of an era of not doing any commentary or any sort of videos whatsoever. So you can notice now, I'm not really using like as much.
He's really thinking about it, though.
I'm not, though. I'm really
The brain
not.
power's working. I know it is. I can hear it. I can hear the cogs.
What? No. Listen, I just...
Maybe it's my own cogs listening to you then.
It is. I just practiced a lot more, so now I don't use like as much.
This guy's confident, you know? Dalton is one of the most confident people I know.
What? That's funny.
Literally, though, because you really believe in your ideas and you believe in yourself and you have genuine faith in your thoughts. Meanwhile, I'm extremely unsure about everything.
I am always unsure, though.
But no, listen.
I'll just follow through with stuff until it works. That's more so my thing. I'm willing to fail a lot.
There's a big difference because I like when you're like, oops, here comes the likes. I like when you're going off about a really good idea you had or something that you executed really well. Like that kind of confidence where you're prideful, you're full of pride for yourself. I admire that about you. I feel like you beam and you shine when you talk about things like that because I can't do that for myself. I'm very unsure about a lot of things and I can't say confidently that I executed something well and really be proud of it, you know? I'm not proud of myself the way that you
just because I
be.
fail more often, honestly.
And you probably own
I think
that
you
more
fail.
too.
You fear failure a lot more than I do. For
I
me,
do.
it's like failure is part of the process. It's really
I feel like you
important
handle it really well.
it's really important that you just kind of like throw away a lot of the stuff you're doing when you're learning because
That's hard.
if you just try and collect everything and memorialize everything, you'll realize that you're kind of setting yourself up to just be documenting your process and you don't really retain anything. It's like, oh, but what if I save this? I can't let this go.
It's so hard for me to throw away things. Like I was the kind of kid that kept every single drawing, every single notebook, notes with scribbles on them. I kept like everything because I didn't want to throw it out. I'm like, what if I want to post this later? What if I want to elaborate further on this later?
I never had that, like, I don't know. I just never held on to things like that.
You were much better at taking something and like, even if you liked it, you would just kind of like toss it aside and it just kind of goes under your belt of experience.
Maybe,
instead.
Listen, I don't know if this is what caused it, but I know this is my experience growing up. When you grew up, you were posting things online in a place that didn't really discriminate.
Oh, DeviantArt and Fan Art Central. Those are my places.
I did. I posted to a place that would discriminate on low quality. So
yeah, I was so scared of Newgrounds because of that.
Anytime I posted something that I didn't really put a lot of effort into, it would just get blamed. And it would be full storyboard sometimes. And
people were brutal though on Newgrounds.
Yeah, maybe it was the atmosphere because they really wanted like the best of everyone. Yeah, and everyone really learned from it. But I don't have that same like scratch to and itch to post to the internet like you do. Like
I always have. Once I started, it was something I needed more of. I really like sharing everything that I can do, and I love knowing what people think about what I do because it's because I need outer validation.
I mean,
that's my thing.
It's not that I don't require that too, but I think we are satisfied in it with different ways. Like for me, I'm satisfied when something like is successful versus just if people like it. If people like
Yeah.
it, that's usually enough for you. But for
I
me,
like
it's
the
like,
acceptance. I like because it makes me feel seen.
yeah.
That's
for
the
me,
only way I know how to really express myself and the things that I like is through like drawing things.
Yeah. And I just have a really hard time like accepting that things look nice. And it's not like I don't believe people
You
when
want
they
to
say,
put out your best.
no, it's not even just that. I want it to reflect in like interest. If I think something is something that would take off, then I'd be like, ooh, like I'm going to invest in this idea because it could work. But I don't know. This podcast kind of is a bunch of our ideas coming together into like
It
one
is.
kind of slop. I don't know.
I like
Some
this
of our
though because
animation,
Go ahead.
some of our animations are just us experimenting with the stuff we were going to do a few years ago. Like we have these little rigs that some of you have noticed that you'd be surprised at how fleshed out they are. They have full rigs, full customization, full lip syncing on each one, all compatible with all graphics. It was really well thought out, and we've only used it for these throwaway animations so far.
We
but
actually had you did a lot of little things with them.
yeah, and
you
that's
never
what I mean
posted
by
it.
accepting failure. It's like we didn't really come up with a series based on them, but that's okay because since I didn't exhaust myself trying to make a series out of them or anything like too extravagant, we can kind of use them on
Implement
this.
them in a new way.
Yeah, and it's super valuable because I never exhausted it basically. But now we can. You know,
We
now
got
can be
two
crazy.
different kind of brains. I'll tell you what. We're both two brain cells, or the left brain and the right brain, whatever you want to call it.
I just know people on the internet would be almost like whiplashed if we suddenly started posting animations that were like jumpy. They'd be like, this looks nothing like your old stuff.
Oh my gosh.
I've wanted to master simplification on animation as much as possible because I feel like you can do simplified animation and kind of fill in the gaps between what we used to do. That's a big reason we didn't want to do animations anymore, is because it would stop being validating when people wouldn't really appreciate the hard work you would put into it anymore. For me, that's really important. And people thought like the Let's
Yeah.
Plays was like, ooh, the easy escape. It's like, no, I think I genuinely felt more fulfilled at that time. And if you go back and look at our stuff, we didn't do lazy content. We really did we did intro animations, we did outro cards, we did a lot of stuff that is more so like expected to do now. But back then, nobody was expected to do like end cards and title cards. In fact, our old animations, we had like the little animations at the
Oh,
bottom.
the little previews.
Yeah, that was
of,
that
like,
was when
3
they had
different
these
animations.
feature called annotations that you would just like, I think those were better, honestly, because you could kind of like
highlight. They were like highlights.
yeah, they were a lot cooler
Screen
than what we have
highlighters.
now, but it was less friendly for mobile, so I can see why they phased it out. But it was, yeah, we were doing end cards back then, and it was really helping our channel grow, and that's why everyone pushes for that now, because our channel like exploded because we did
Man,
that.
there's so many things that you did that felt innovative to me that I didn't see a lot of other channels doing until like we started doing it more, and then a lot of people started
And
doing
now they're
it.
YouTube features.
Basically,
Like,
yeah.
Back then, I don't know what they were thinking when they made all those annotation stuff, but I'm like, oh my God, there's like a million tools here. We even made the tools. This is why I'm like, I wish they didn't get rid of all the tools, because we had a channel intro where we use the annotations as a way to update information over time. Splice in, like if we change our PO box or something, which we don't have anymore. Please don't send anything because we haven't had it active for years. But we used to have one, and when we did, we had like the annotation just change on screen because you could type it in with YouTube's backend, similar to how you can do with
That was
cards and
cool.
stuff. And we would just like, anytime we had any information change, we just type it in there. Like, oh, by the way, if you don't have annotations on here, like make sure you turn them
Oh
on.
yeah,
It's-
everyone used to be like, turn on annotations.
And then I'd have a thing that would just highlight like your annotations are on if your annotations were on, and it would cover the graphic that said your annotations are off.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You got it really set up.
Yeah. That's why I really liked that kind of stuff. You could
Love working with tools.
when you think about there's a lot of tools that are that simple, but you can do a lot of crazy loopholes with it like that, where you use it in creative ways, and then the site admins usually go, "Oh, I want to make that a tool," because eventually they made a lot of the stuff that we were doing into tools. I'm not saying we innovated it, but we really established that it was a way to grow a channel, because
I feel like if we thought of it, I'm sure other people thought of it
exactly. I mean, they were tools in YouTube for a reason. Someone thought of something like that at some point.
DeviantArt used to be like that when they used to allow custom HTML in their custom boxes. You could eventually jerry rig it with CSS uploaded as literature set as your feature deviation, coupled with adding HTML into description, and it would do this whole fancy kind of layout. It was sick. And you could have weird floating things. You could make pop-ups. They definitely took that away.
You could really break DeviantArt back in the day.
And it was very funny. Sometimes you could just put an entire humongous image on top of everything, and it would just make your page completely unreadable.
Oh my gosh.
And it would be huge.
Or there's so many things you can do on DeviantArt back then that was just ridiculous. You'd make a page that was super, super long, but you would just use the background color of DeviantArt.
Yeah.
So they were just really confused.
Why
scrolling forever.
And
then under the comments, you'd leave a comment with that image. And then if they scroll all the way to the bottom, it's just wait, where's the comment box? Because the comment box was on top of all the comments.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was people had a hard time with some of our pages. Which, if you guys haven't noticed, yes, we get into some antics. We like to be cheeky sometimes.
Cheeky?
Yeah. We have a history of being
like to be a
cheeky.
little silly.
We would get into a lot of silly antics back in the day. That's kind of why we mess around with Minecraft servers now. Because, oh boy, did we used to actually grief servers in ways that they didn't want you to. Now we play on Anarchy servers where it's allowed. So please, don't misunderstand anything we do. It wasn't like we would raid a server now, but back in the day when it was easier,
when griefing is allowed, then we grief. Okay.
Yeah, but back in the day when griefing wasn't seen as nice, we would do it. We have some wild stories. We can get into that maybe in another episode. But we would do things. Here's a good example. We had a friend who built a house in the desert, and we all collectively came together, our whole group.
Don't group me in with this. I wasn't there.
Our whole group was part of this. We were he used diamond ores to make this house. He spawned those in because we were all playing survival. This was before creative mode was in the game. So we were all just this looks okay. Why don't we just get rid of it? And then tell him a sandstorm blew through. And then he's just he comes back and he's just where's my building? He's oh man, sandstorm came through, took it down. And he's just oh, that can happen? Yeah, sorry, dude. And then a year later, they come back and then they're oh, by the way, I know there's no sandstorms in Minecraft.
It shouldn't be that funny.
It really was. It's
gaslighting.
Funny.
Gaslighting early on.
Yeah, listen, our friends we all mess with each other in good spirit. So
it's fun. We all like to have fun.
The sandstorm blew through.
That's genuinely evil,
Hey, that's okay. Listen,
Why?
people
Why
mess
is it
with me all the time. It's really funny to tell kids lies that are really innocent. And
now we're talking about lying to kids, huh?
And then they grow up believing this really innocent lie, and then everyone's wait, what? Let's say you told a kid there was a sandstorm in Minecraft, and then they always tell their kids, don't build in the sand, you get a sandstorm. And then for some reason, like it's engraved in them. They never build Minecraft bases in the sand because they're afraid it's going to get blown away. Even if they stop believing it, it's like ingrained
And then they
in
just
them.
start saying it like it's normal. And
Or
they're
they
playing
like-
with friends and they're like, dude, we can't build in the sandstorm. I
Yeah.
mean, we can't build in the desert, the sandstorm. Like, it's pointless.
Yeah.
Dude, huh?
What?
What?
And then they subtly believe it over the years. Like, even though they know it's wrong, it's like
Still kind of think that maybe.
that one adult holding out hope. What if Santa comes?
But what if I do become Sailor Moon someday still?
But what if Santa?
What if it's possible?
My gifts.
Gifts.
Yeah, Santa. He brings gifts. Gifts. GIFTS.
You know who else brings the gifts? Delibird, the Pokemon. You know what they did with Delibird? They gave it a future version that's a robot. You know what's stupid? All of the robot future Pokemon. I think they're stupid. I think it's stupid.
Okay, Boomer. What happened in Pokemon?
That's stupid. Okay, I hate a majority of Scarlet and Violet Pokemon. I'm gonna say it. Most of them are ugly.
I'm gonna say it.
I hate them.
I don't care about Skyrim.
I don't care that you broke your arm.
Elbow.
Elbow.
God, get it right.
Fuck.
Cringe, dude.
I messed up.
If you're gonna quote cringe compilations,
Scarlet and Violet. I don't like it. I made this big tier list where it was like, that's 100% a Pokemon. Like, for sure.
okay. So this one was a tier list, as in you were crying about it.
No! I'm going to give you my tier list.
Okay, go ahead and cry about it.
There was the top. That is 100% without a doubt a Pokemon. Okay. There was the next that was like, it's a Pokemon. Sure. I'd take it or leave it though. The next one that's like, that's Digimon, Ash. This is Pokemon. And then the next one that's like, lame. And then the next one's like, stupid, I hate it.
Wow. So rude. Why are you rude to the Pokemon? What'd they do to you?
Like, there's nothing we can do now that they're canon, now that the ones that I hate are canon. Like, we can't go back. Like, they exist now. There's nothing we can do.
One thing that always bothered me about Pokemon is how did this really intelligent human, like, civilization have no idea about all the Pokemon that existed on the planet at first?
Oh, you mean all the retconning?
Yeah, like, oh, there's 150 Pokemon. You can access it from this device that is wirelessly connected to a network.
Yeah.
And it can figure everything out in a blink of an eye. Or like they update it and it's just like this big database. Why would anyone start out with 150? Why? Why would they start out with that little information?
We're going to imagine that we didn't actually... You know what? No, we can't. We keep retconning that we've known about all the regions the whole time. They retcon a lot, especially in the anime.
You know what would make the game? Well, yeah, the game too.
I mean,
but
technically, it started with the
the
game.
whole thing more interesting if it was like different planets or something, and then they're like, this is the region
Planet.
or hell, the regions of the Pokedex could be region based. You know, here's this region's Pokemon. That way they don't.
Yeah, it should have been that way.
It should have been something like that. Like
I
they
mean,
tried to make
technically
it
in
seem
the
like
games,
that,
it's like that kind of.
but it's not at all. It's not at all. They're like, oh, we've discovered
actually, no,
new
it's just been
Pokemon.
here the whole time. We just didn't fucking see it. There was this ant under my shoe. You know, in the original Pokemon anime, they have like real fish swimming around, and they just like there's a promotional poster of a real dog, just a dog,
What?
a dog.
What? A dog in Pokemon?
Yeah, it was like one of the festival episode promotions.
Wait, so they have. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
And,
so,
and they in a lot of the old Pokedex entries, they talk about and refer to real animals, specifically the African elephant a lot.
what the fuck?
We're not supposed to know what that is. Like, what's the real lore there?
That's really weird. Excuse me.
I'm surprised you didn't know it. Yeah.
In Pokemon
Yeah,
dogs?
straight up. Yeah.
Fish?
Yeah.
Wait, so wait,
In
do
the anime-
Pokemon eat fish or other fish type Pokemon?
Other fish type. Well, now that it's totally established that there's absolutely no animals left. You know, this could really, I bet there's a lot of theories about this where
Oh
it's like
my
as
God.
time went on, we lost real animals and they all just became Pokemon.
Oh my God.
The animals died out
AI
and now it's Pokemon.
generated
No!
the new species.
It's not AI generated. I'm going to
Artificial. This explains everything. This explains why all the Pokemon.
Episodes.
This explains why all the Pokemon didn't exist at once. It's just like they were just being generated still. These were the new ones on the lot. Each. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's the lore of Pokemon. No. Artificial intelligence designed every species of animal out of existence with competition, and each island was developing their own like species at the same time. That's why the Pokemon movie was about cloning, and why they were like, no, cloning is bad because you're taking super DNA and amplifying it even more.
We made Pokemon in a lab, and they're aliens. They're mixed with aliens and shit.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to like start with AI. I was just thinking AI generated images.
You know the Pokemon dungeon games? I asked Dalton this, and he never played any of them.
No, I know what they are, kind of, but I don't know how they play.
You would take a quiz in the beginning, and then you'd become a Pokemon, and then you'd get a partner, right?
Okay.
So there is something I saw on Tumblr where it's like, click this and get randomly assigned your soul Pokemon, like who you are, and your partner. And you know what I got? He knows what I got. I got Swaddle.
Pikachu.
Shut up. Well, actually, I'd be okay with Pikachu. My bad.
Oh, see, you got Pikachu.
No, I didn't get Pikachu, though. I got Swaddle. Swaddle. You know Swaddle, the worm?
Okay.
And then it evolves into my kin. That's
And
what
then
I am.
it evolves into Meredith.
No.
Yeah.
It evolves into Leavanny. Oh my god, I could kind of be a Leavanny. Guys. It's meant to be, though.
There's a alternate evolution where Meredith is just a bunch of veins.
Oh.
And then like a pregnant worm belly.
I'm sick of the pregnant worm.
As the brain.
I'm sick of it.
The worm, it just has like...
And now it's 0 days since we last
gut.
talked about pregnant worm. Thanks a lot.
Oh my God.
AI pregnant worm like.
Like, favorite, and subscribe. Like, favorite, and subscribe.
Hey, does the like turn rainbow or something when we say that? Apparently it turns rainbow when you say like and
button.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Did it turn rainbow? Is it turning rainbow right now?
Like and subscribe.
Dalton.
What?
Wait, are we ending the episode?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we're liking and subscribing.
Oh, okay,
now.
my bad.
Like, subscribe.